looked at the trailer for Venom: The Last Dance yet? And
I saw it.
did you?
I recommend. Yeah, it looked like it looks like what it's gonna do. A silly, goofy, like the first two, but it knows it's being silly. There's a surprising character reveal. I won't say who, but
Okay.
I was happy to see him.
Okay.
I think you should check it out if you wanna.
I mean, that might be another thing that we could just do like while we're on stream. Like, oh, hey, let's watch this.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that'd be cool.
so that could be a lot of fun. But so we'll do that. We'll talk about the streaming schedule. And let me think. Should we do the trailer reaction before or after the after
Um,
it's up to you. Hey Wolf, how you doing? Good to see you.
oh hey, Wolf. It really just depends. If you wanna, I don't care. Either way, it's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, let me go ahead and just do our little intro since apparently I've been live on YouTube for about a minute now. So, but hey everyone, Spidey Librarian here, and welcome to tonight's discussion about Spider-Man, the 1990s animated series, season 3. I have got the Mesozoic Mind here on
Hello.
the phone with me, and how you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing good. I had a little bit of a rough day, but I'm very excited to talk about Spider-Man season 3 with you. I'm a Spider-Man fan, so I'm just excited to talk about him.
It's funny. I went out last night and I was actually wearing the you've seen like all the compression shirts that I wear, and so I was wearing the one that
Oh yeah.
Tom Holland had in Far From Home, where it's red and black, and um, and I really like that one. It hugs my arms and makes me look a little bit more buff than I actually am. And I got so many compliments yesterday, not just at work, but also when I went out. And
Nice.
it's really nice when that happens. So, it's just kind of like, yes. I make good fashion choices, I guess. I don't know. So,
I don't. I do not care how I look sometimes, but I should. So I'll
uh,
start looking into that. But yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, we're gonna of course discuss season 3 of Spider-Man the Animated Series. Before we get to that, we got a couple of things that I would like to talk about first. And I think what we may do is I think we may go ahead and do the trailer reaction for Venom: The Last Dance tonight, like probably before the season 3 discussion, simply because it's a nice little appetizer, as it were. But
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
but yeah, that season is, I don't know. I really have enjoyed the entire rewatch of Spider-Man so far, but just kind of in a quick nutshell, without getting too much into it, I really feel like each season has kind of gotten a little bit better than the last one. It makes me really excited for season 4 whenever we get back into it. So, um,
Yeah, but I'm also a little worried because I had a show that was pretty similar. Like each season got better, but then after season 3 it got worse. So I'm just a little hesitant. Like, oh no, is this gonna be like that show? But
yeah,
hopefully I'm wrong.
I mean, and that is always, you never know what you're getting at the start of a binge watch. So yeah, no, I understand that. But I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed and hope that hope that it gets better. So but
Yeah.
before we get into all of the rest of that stuff, I just want to do a quick I just want to talk very quickly. For those of you that hang out on the channel fairly regularly, Wolf, good to see you, and of course Mesozoic. Um, I just want to let you guys know, like, I know that lately you guys haven't seen any video game content from me, and there's a reason for that. It's called Fortnite, and essentially the reasoning is that when I try to run Fortnite and I try to stream, and I'm running both of these things on my computer, apparently my computer just freaks out and starts disconnecting from the internet. And that, of course, is not fun when you're trying to live stream. So I have kind of come to a solution where I play Fortnite on the PlayStation 5. The problem with that right now is that I have to play with a PlayStation 5 controller. And I'm already bad at Fortnite, so I'm even worse with a PlayStation 5 controller. So at least for now, I'm playing Fortnite on my computer and I'm just not streaming it, and that's kind of the reason why. Um, I will be getting back to more video game content, maybe. I don't know. You get some of you guys seem to really like the watch along content, and I'm happy to do it. Um, but if I want to make reaction videos, then I might not have time to play video games. So, I'll probably put up a poll in the future and go like, do you guys like the video game content? Do you want me to keep doing it? So on and so forth. But in the meantime, I'm doing a lot of reaction content, and I think in the next week we're gonna see me start like 5 different shows. Starting, let's see, tomorrow we're gonna watch the Fantastic Four, the 2005 Fantastic Four movie.
I
On
might check that. I might check out. Oh, sorry. I'll
No, go ahead.
continue. I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm
It's
saying. Okay. I'm saying. I was gonna say I might check that out with you. Might do a stream. I'm probably gonna watch Beetlejuice tomorrow, but we'll see. But
okay.
it's got to be better than the last Fan 4-6 film we watched.
You got so angry during that.
I
It was
got
funny.
so angry.
It was
I
pretty
was having
funny.
a mental breakdown. I was crying. I was angry, and this is coming from a guy who doesn't care about Fan 4-6. And even I was insulted by watching that travesty.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of the other Fantastic Four movies that I'm about to watch. So, but yeah, like so on Saturdays for at least the next couple of months, we're gonna be doing movie watch-alongs, and so that's gonna be Fantastic Four tomorrow. Next Saturday it'll be Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, and then in the final weekend of September, we will be watching the 1994 Fantastic Four movie by Roger Corman that was never properly released to the public. And I'm really, really interested to see this one because there is a trailer on YouTube. In fact, the whole movie is on YouTube, and it is gloriously bad. So I cannot wait to watch and laugh at this movie. Um,
I hope it is like so bad it's good because you said Fan 4-6 was kind of like that, and it was not.
in
Okay, it was
places,
not.
in
It was just
places, it,
depressed. All right.
uh,
Okay.
in October, I'm going to be watching scary movies on Saturday, so hopefully you guys will be ready for that. But on, I think it's October 5th, we'll be watching The Gate, which is a 1987 horror movie. Um, on the 12th is Evil Dead Rise. On the 19th is Alien from 1979. And
Hell yeah.
yeah, I think that's going to be a fun one. I haven't seen that one in forever. And then
I watched that one recently actually.
oh yeah, what? Okay, what'd you think? Just like a real quick, like
Oh, it's a masterpiece. It's
yeah,
it's a masterpiece. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah. And then on I think it's the 26th, we'll be watching Five Nights at Freddy's, which Mesozoic has said you might like that depending on how much you know about it.
So
And I'm
so here's the thing. I so you remember how you said like how the Sonic movie didn't rely too much on the fan service stuff, that you feel like that's okay because a movie can't rely on it too much.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's fine if it does
Here-
it. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, if that's
here's the
all it
thing.
does, yeah.
Here's the thing. The movie does kind of like it's trying to tell. It's a story, and it's like it's a decent story, but it's like you're not gonna get a lot of things unless you know everything about Five Nights at Freddy's. And
Right.
I've been a fan since 2014, but I think you'll still have like a decent fun time. There's some really fun special effects. There's some nice acting. There's some good fun scenes. I think you'll have like a I had a fun time watching this.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I've only played the first game. I've seen a couple of Matt Pat videos about the world of Five Nights at Freddy's. I know that there have been books written. I know that there's lore. I don't know how much of the details I know about it. And then I've
So I'm just
watched
gonna say this.
I've watched
Go
Mark
go
I've
ahead.
watched I've watched Markiplier play a couple of the other Five Nights at Freddy's games. So like it's not like I'm going into this blind, but I'm not going into this with like the best vision ever either. So I don't know.
I'm just gonna say that the FNAF lore it's just gotten so weird. There's
That's
a
the
our
feeling I
main
get
character
too.
in the game. But I'm just saying the main character in the game is a purple zombie. I'm not joking.
Yeah, no, that's not hard to believe based on everything that I've read or been exposed to. So we'll see, we'll see.
Yeah,
All right,
but no, I'm excited.
all
But
right.
yes, let's talk about Spider-Man and Venom.
Hold on. Before we get there, I also want to talk about shows that I'm going to be watching, doing
Oh,
watch-alongs for. So on
sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. On Sunday, I'm gonna be starting season 2 of Tulsa King because it does drop on that day. If you haven't seen Tulsa King, it's basically a crime drama with Sylvester Stallone as let's just call him a family transplant from New York who is starting to start his own kind of crime operation in Oklahoma. I watched the first season and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I would. So I'm actually really excited for season 2 to start. In addition, on Tuesdays we'll be continuing with The Boys. We'll be on the second episode of the show, starting this Tuesday. So if you missed my original watch along of the first episode, feel free to check it out on the replay. On Wednesday, Agatha All Along starts, and I'll be watching that one. That one's going to be late at night because I work late on Wednesdays in addition to Mondays these days. But so that one will be a late night watch along, and then I think after that we're going to be doing Primal season 2 on Fridays. And
Hell yeah.
I know Mesozoic here is excited about Primal season 2.
Yes, I
So
am, and it's good because it's on a Friday night, and I will have school on weekends. So that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna be just killing myself doing all this watch along content. So I really hope you guys will be able to tune in for that. And also
Just take it
tomorrow.
easy, is all I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I like doing this stuff, so hopefully I'm not biting off too much. But if I am, I'll cut it back. I know my limits. So
Okay,
um
okay, I'm just saying,
yeah. Um Also tomorrow, I'm probably if Amazon isn't lying to me, I will probably be doing a special unboxing video tomorrow because I mentioned earlier how I'm having a hard time playing Fortnite on the PlayStation 5. Well, hopefully all of the things that I have ordered from Amazon will come in and I will be able to I'll be able to solve that problem and play Fortnite the way God intended, even if it's through the PlayStation 5. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm looking forward to that,
Yeah.
but I don't want to talk it up too much in case my package doesn't arrive. So we'll see, or it doesn't arrive in time because I will have the Fantastic Four watch along to do. So okay, all right, and I think that's everything. That's kind of all the housekeeping. So sorry if I bored any of you guys with that, but you gotta do these things. You gotta keep people in the loop. So all right.
Yeah,
So before we get started, I think what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna do a quick trailer reaction because Alan Copeland, one of my moderators extraordinaire, has gone ahead and dropped in my Discord the trailer for Venom: The Last Dance. And I mean, well, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it after we get to it. But no, YouTube, no. No, bad YouTube, bad. I didn't say
what
you could.
happened?
No, as soon as I clicked on the link, it tried to play it before I could pause it, and bad
So, do
YouTube.
you want me to comment? Do you want me to commentary with you, like about the trailer? Or do you want me to just remain silent? Like, it's
Well,
it's fine either way.
unfortunately, you're going to have to go silent because I'm. Well, no, actually, that's not true. I don't care if people. I don't care if I don't care if a trailer reaction gets copyright claimed. So I will have the sound on. At this point, I would say for the most part, let me do most of the commenting. But if something really just grabs you, like feel free to. But I don't know. Let's just play it by ear. So
Yeah, I'll let you do talking if you want.
let's see. Let me go ahead and get things set up real quick. There we go. Venom: The Last Dance trailer. Gonna go ahead and open up the. Whoa, that's a big window. I don't remember making the window that big. There we go. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta make sure. I can probably, there we go. Make that a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay, so I guess before we get into the trailer, because I can't help doing a little pre-trailer commentary. The Venom film series, sorry, hold on. I got a cable that's stuck. There we go. All right. So the Venom film series is one that I think is overall pretty good. I'm always going to have my issues with it because they didn't make Spider-Man a part of Venom's origin, which just drives me crazy. But like I always had the feeling like if they had basically made this movie and called it something that isn't Venom and just modified the symbiotes so they're not quite the same thing as they are in Marvel, this would be an awesome like sci-fi superhero action movie of a different name. Um, it's pretty well written, pretty well directed, decently acted. But like I'm always going to have my issues with the series for kind of that big narrative reason right there. With that said, I still enjoy them okay. And so we're going to go ahead and just watch this trailer. I have not seen it. So we're gonna check it out right now, and we'll talk about it more on the other side. So here we go.
I'm with you to the end.
Ooh. Okay.
This is your captain speaking. If you look out to your left, you'll see a beautiful view of the Grand Canyon.
Ah. Okay. I'm thinking of that episode of The Twilight Zone. What the hell is that? Oh yeah, this is gonna get copyright claimed right here. Oh god, the symbiote is a parachute too. That's funny. Oh
Who sent
boy.
that thing?
Oh Jesus, these are things from.
Of course.
Is that Null?
The symbiotes didn't come
Are they
here
going
back.
into the Venom God lore?
From what?
Oh my god.
What's his name then? No.
Oh, I called it.
We have something he needs.
He's Lord Voldemort, apparently.
As long as Venom lives, everything will end.
Oh boy.
What are we doing? We need a disguise.
Are they in Vegas?
Why do you keep knocking people out? What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Uh-huh.
We've come a long way, you and me. But we are.
Wow. They're really playing up the romance aspects of these two.
But I need him.
Oh god, symbiote horses. Okay.
There comes a time in every man's
Epic
life
conclusion.
where you have to make a sacrifice.
Eddie,
Oh.
I'm with you to the end.
Wow. Okay. I'll admit they're going for broke with this one.
No, this is all the money that we have.
What is this feeling? It's like
This feeling?
It's like all of my problems have gone away.
I think you broke my foot.
Eddie, I need more money.
Okay, all right. That was a lot of fun. Okay, give me 1 second here. No, stop. There we go. Okay. All right. That was that was quite amusing. Okay. All right. So, we're going to go ahead and do the kind of reaction trailer recording bits here, and then we will move on. So, all right. So, let's see. There we go. All hold on 1 second. Here we go. Hey everyone, Spidey Librarian here, and we just watched I believe, the final trailer to Venom: The Last Dance, starring Tom Hardy, and also as the voice of Venom, Tom Hardy, and I mean, it really kind of grabbed me in a couple of places. So first and foremost, I've always had my issues with this series. With that said, it's not bad. I actually have had a reasonable amount of fun when I go to the movie theaters to watch these films. But it looks like they are really kind of playing up the romantic bromantic bond between Eddie and the symbiote, and it looks like anything and everything is going to become a symbiote in this movie. I also noticed that I called it before they said the word null. I was like, are they doing null here? And apparently they are. I'm not sure how to feel about that. I'm not terribly immersed in the lore regarding null, but I also think that it's I know he's an important part of the Venom symbiote lore, and so it's probably not a bad idea for them to kind of expand out and see how much more of this lore they can incorporate into the existing movies before what is presumably, again, the final Venom movie. I believe Tom Hardy has said that this is going to be his last official outing as Venom, so we shall see. But it looks like fun. I'm almost certainly going to go see this on day one. I mean, keep in mind though, I'm also gonna go see Craven on day one, so that's probably not the most ringing endorsement in the world, but still, this looks like it's gonna be fun, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as well. Thank you for watching this reaction. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and thwip the like button. It really helps me out, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing as well. Did you like this trailer? Did you dislike it? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to have a discussion with you about this movie. Thanks again for watching. This is Spidey Librarian, and until my next stream or upload, I'll be wishing you a good day. Okay, all right, and we are done. We're done with that at least.
All right.
All right.
So it sounds like you enjoyed it.
I did. What did you think of it?
Oh, it looks fun. It's what I kind of wanted the first movie to be. Like the first movie isn't bad, but I just found it kind of dull because I didn't feel like it really was finding its footing with it wanting to be a serious film or a silly cheesy film. So I didn't really care about that one. Let There Be Carnage, I thought really embraced more of the silliness, more of the more of the goofy stuff I kind of wanted from this franchise.
Right.
And this one does look like that too. So I'm very happy that this seems to be where they're going. I understand why people don't like these movies, but to me, they're just a lot of fun.
No, I get that too. And again, like I said before, I'm always going to have my issues with this like franchise as it is. But like, I kind of, it's kind of like I have those issues, but I also accept them as a necessary part of this franchise. And so it's like, I still like this franchise, flaws and all, I guess, is probably the best way to put it. But yeah, it looked entertaining, and I think it'll be fun. So
yeah, that's just what it looks like. It looks entertaining.
yes, definitely. Like first one is so entertaining. Second one, I would say it's a little less entertaining, but it's definitely a good Carnage story. Like it gave me exactly what I was expecting in a Carnage story, and not much more than that. And I really wish they could have given me a little bit more. Like I had some issues with Cletus Cassidy's characterization, but
Really? I liked Cletus. I actually liked Cletus in that movie.
I think my biggest issue with Cletus Cassidy in the second movie is that he did all of this stuff and did it all to get Eddie's attention because he wanted to be Eddie's friend. Like that seemed to be like his big sole motivation. And I'm like, what the hell?
I actually kind of like that, to be honest. I don't know. Like a psychopath wanting to befriend the main character is
kind of interesting to me. Like I don't know why, it just is, and I feel
I,
like it kind of create good conflict and drama.
and I mean, everyone's mileage may vary, and that is a okay. I was just kind of like, wow, dude, like, okay, I mean, that does make you a psychopath, but man, I was really hoping for a bit more meat on the bones. I don't know. That's just me though. So
I do
okay,
see what you're saying, though.
all right. So Spider-Man, the 1990 animated series, season 3. Okay, let's talk about it. So, first of all, I just want to say, um, you know, that Mesozoic Mind has been watching this show pretty consistently with me during the watch along streams. And so Mesozoic, I just want to first go on record and let you know how much I appreciate that. I really look forward to like your perspectives whenever we are watching the episodes. Sometimes you just say the funniest damn things. And the thing
Yeah,
is,
it's
yeah, the thing is I don't usually catch them until after the episode is over. And then it's like part of it is like I have to be like, okay, what was oh yeah, that was the context for it, you know.
yeah.
But
It's like I get it.
yeah, I just want you to I just want to say thank you for doing that, and just for being kind of a consistent presence during those live streams. And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to get you on here to talk about season 3, because this show again is one that I remember watching as a kid. Like I have memories of watching it when I was like an adolescent. I'm pretty sure is when the show was broadcast. So, but I don't remember so much of it. Like I'm pretty sure there are just large swaths of the show that I have both seen and then not seen. Now, your experience with the show is what? You've seen the whole thing, right?
Yeah, so basically, like a couple years ago, I think like a year or two ago, I was like I binge watched the whole thing because I was kind of bored, and I just thought it'd be a fun time. I haven't I heard that people like it, but I did hear a few people didn't care for it. Like Dog Walker, Nostalgia Critic didn't care for it, and I was like, I don't know, but I'll give it a chance, see what it's like, and I did. I think it's a pretty good show. I do think there are problems with it overall, but the main issue I have with the entire show, frankly, not just like in one season or one episode, I mean like the entire show is just like everyone just going on and on. Like, oh well, you see, we see this is happening, or you see the reason this is happening because this is happening, or I'm feeling this way because I feel because of this, and oh, I should explain this. Like, there's so much monologuing, so much explaining, and it becomes so it's just so tiring. But like you get used
It's
to it after a while.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
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 just kind
it's
of like
telling. It's telling rather than showing, right?
yeah, that's a major problem. There's moments where they do show and don't tell. That's good,
Oh
but it's
yeah.
like it does get really annoying with the constant explaining. But there are, but those don't hold it back from the really good stuff. I think there are some really good stuff. I think Joker, aka Hobgoblin, was really good. Mark Hamill just hammed it up, and I
Yeah.
loved him for it. I thought Venom looked was very cool. I think he was definitely one of my favorite villains of the show. The only thing I didn't like was the lips. I thought he looked a little weird with them. He looks like Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors with them.
An
Like, am
Audrey
I
too.
wrong?
I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and also Hydra Man. Jesus Christ, Hydra Man. He was the only villain that was just like he was written well, but he scared me like to death. He was just terrifying because of personal experience. But
Yes.
yeah, no, and I just found the show pretty good. It was spectacular Spider-Man levels of greatness, but I still thought it was like a good way to like to star Spider-Man show.
Well, and I would also say that this show and Spectacular Spider-Man are like number 1 and number 2. Well, actually it's Spectacular Spider-Man and then this show are number 1 and number 2 respectively. When you look at just about any list of animated Spider-Man shows, like these are the top two shows like consistently. And Spectacular, I mean, I have to agree, Spectacular is a little bit better. But this one has its own charm, and especially given that it is a product of the 90s, I feel like the monologuing, like, yes, I definitely understand your kind of perspective on, they just keep talking and telling and, recalling all this stuff, and it gets tiresome. And I acknowledge that point. But I think it's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of built into the aesthetic of the show. Like, this is just kind of like this melodramatic, like, we're going to, we're going to bring up all of these issues that I've had before, and this is why I'm reacting this way because Uncle Ben and this and that, like. So I
Yeah.
definitely understand those issues. I also think at a certain point, especially if you stick with it, like, a certain part of you just comes to accept this is just kind of how this property is, kind of in the way that I accept the Venom movies, kind of the way they are, flaws and all. Like, this is
Yeah.
just part of it, So
Yeah. There is a show about Jurassic Park that I really do enjoy, but the human characters look a little weird, and the dinosaurs look great. But like after a while, they do look. I do get used to it. I'm fine with it,
right,
and
right.
it's kind of the same here. Like the monologuing is kind of annoying, but it gets better.
Yeah, no, it does, it does. So with regard to season three specifically, I guess what I want to, I guess kind of the observation I want to open with is that essentially, um, really enjoyed the first season. Um, really enjoyed the second season, actually. I don't know that the second season was necessarily better than the first one, but it was still pretty good. This third season, to me, it was like they pulled out all the stops narratively. I don't think, like, there were like maybe one or two meh episodes, but there weren't any bad ones. There sure as hell wasn't any Alistair Smythe. Well, no, there was one Alistair Smythe episode, and it was good. Um,
They
okay,
redeemed him.
yeah, they did. So I guess we'll be talking about that soon. But like, it really does feel like, as they go on, the show just keeps getting better. And so I've been really impressed with this last season, just in terms of overall kind of narrative quality. And I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing that in season four. I don't know what, just based on the fact that we've done a recent watching of just season three, like, how do you think that it compares to the seasons that came before it?
So I would definitely say the weakest is probably season one. I just think that one has like a few bad episodes, nothing major, just a few bad. Season two is it's better, and then I would probably say like this is on par with season two or even better. But I still haven't truly decided yet. But I can definitely still say that this is a very good season.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Do you have any kind of standout episodes for you this season, and why, I guess?
So um, the standout ones were probably the last episodes with the Green Goblin because they do a good job with the quote unquote Gwen Stacy death, and like it wasn't like the most build up thing ever, but for what they were doing, I think it works well.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That final episode of the season, I was at the edge of my seat for like most of that episode. That was a fantastic Green Goblin slash uh Gwen Stacy death story that didn't have Gwen Stacy in it, and technically didn't have any death in it either.
No,
I, I
no
thought
one
I,
died.
I thought that was extremely clever. Like, they obviously were going to have to do something like that because this is a show that's like, that was marketed to kids back then, and you can't kill people in a cartoon, I guess, when kids are watching.
Yeah,
But like,
you
they took a lot of elements from a lot of the best Green Goblin stories and kind of put them all into one, and they just, like, I was just like, damn, this is really good. Why don't I remember this? Did I not see this? So, but
yeah.
that's a good one. Any other ones that you really liked?
I obviously I like the Carnage ones. Like they weren't the most fleshed out things ever. Like they weren't like the super compelling like the Green Goblin ones, but like I'm a fan of Venom and Carnage. I just had a good time watching them. They were just a lot of fun. I loved how just absolutely insane Cletus Cassidy is. I love Carnage's design. I love the red and like kind of comic book accuracy it looks.
Oh yeah,
And
people love
I,
Carnage's
I
physical design. Yeah.
oh yeah, no, yeah, it's so good. And there's an Iron Man cameo, and that's pretty cool. I saw the two Iron Man movies, the first two Iron Man movies, recently because you wanted me to
Yeah.
watch them, and I
I
did.
did. I did. Thank
Uh,
you.
y- yeah, the first movie was good. The second one I didn't really care for, but that was pretty cool. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. Really, the only thing that stood out was Carnage and Venom. But like, yeah, they were really they were just fun episodes of mine.
What did you like most about them? Like I remember the story, and I liked them just fine. My biggest issue with them was why the hell were Mordo and Dormammu in these episodes?
I I don't even know who those people are. I know you kind of told me this. Like,
They're
I don't really,
they're
I
Doctor
don't care enough to
Strange
know who they.
villains. They're Doctor
Yeah, but it's like I
Strange
don't really.
villains.
Yeah, I will agree that like Venom. Wait, they are.
Yeah, they're Doctor Strange villains.
The hell? Okay, well,
Thank you.
ignoring that fact, yeah,
Thank you.
but ignoring that, yeah, that is very, very weird. But ignoring that, I find it weird that Cletus just is willing to help them. Like, I get it, he wants to cause chaos and carnage, but I also just feel like I would have preferred if Carnage just was kind of doing his own thing like always. Like I feel like they could have done something kind of similar to I know the show came out first before Let There Be Carnage, but I kind of feel like it would have been better if we kind of had a story where maybe he wanted, maybe wanted to reunite with someone he cared about, but it's also like he's still a psychopath and still wants to kill people, but like at its core, it's still like kind of human. So I feel like that would have been kind of interesting.
Yeah, I was surprised when Carnage was like, hey, I'm your man. I'll do what you want as long as I can cause chaos. I'm like, that's not what a chaos agent does, you know? A chaos agent is like, screw you. I'm gonna go on a murder rampage, you know? So yeah, that was a little bit weird, but like, I mean, I was willing to accept it simply because Mordo and Dormammu were already here, you know, and I'm like, fine, let's just do this, you know. Um,
Just have fun action scenes, and I'm okay.
yeah. What about the Venom episode right before it? Like, I know that Carnage appears in that episode, but like that episode is mostly about Venom and Eddie getting the symbiote back. What did you think of that?
So I thought it was a really good way of bringing back Venom. I'm still wondering how long was he in there? Like, was he in there for like a year now? Like, what?
I mean, they don't say, and really, there's no way to know how long it is between seasons of this show. So, a few months, a few years. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
gonna I'm just
You
gonna
know?
do I'm just gonna do the 6 month thing and just say it's been 6 months because of the riot meme of it. So
Sure.
it's been
Yeah.
6 months.
All right. Yeah. I'm
So
there
yeah,
with you. I'm
uh,
there with you.
yes, it's been 6 months, but yes, no, I thought it was a really good way of bringing back Venom. You got the therapist. I forgot her name. I don't remember her.
Oh,
And
Dr.
there's a
Kafka.
relation. Yeah, Dr. Kaufman, and there's a relationship, and it's like, yeah, all right. It's like I'm not invested in it, but like I'm not like I'm not like against it either. I'm just like, yeah, it's there. Like,
I
yeah.
mean, like, do you have any idea how like unethical it would be for a therapist to fall in love with her patient? Like that's I'm not saying it doesn't
dude,
happen.
dude,
I'm saying that like
dude, dude,
she would lose her license immediately, you know?
dude, dude, dude. I've seen Batman the animated series. I know about Harley Quinn and Joker. I know how this goes.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about how like in general, like that like as soon as they introduced her, I was like, "Oh my god, seriously? They're making her all moony-eyed over him? Really? Okay, whatever, you know. Fine. This
It's fine. It's like I don't hate it. I'm not against it. I don't dislike it. It's like it's here. It's gonna stay. As long as we can get the fun symbiote stuff, I'm good with it.
okay. All right, so you like the symbiote episodes. You liked the final episode, the finale. Were there any other
If
episodes that you liked a lot? Sorry.
uh, no, you're good. I just wanted to say one more thing before we moved on. I just wanted to say, if I had any problems with the symbiotes in this show,
Hmm.
it's the way that they're called, like symbionts, symbiotes. Like I don't know how to. They don't call it symbiotes. They call it symbionts, and I hate it.
I think they called it
It drives me
symbiotes
up
or
the
something
wall.
like that.
Symbiotes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate how they're called, and it just ignores it just
I mean,
annoys me because it's
I need to go to like Google or dictionary.com or some place like that for the correct pronunciation because I don't even know the pronunciation of the word. I just say symbiote because it reads that way to me. And for all I know, I could be pronouncing it wrong, but I've never really like confirmed what the actual
I
pronunciation of the word is. So
it might just be me because I've always called them symbiotes, but that's just what I prefer. I just think symbiotes work better.
I think symbiotes would be the excellent name for a Venom cereal. Have some symbiotes. I don't know.
It's just Venom holding a bowl and a spoon.
Yeah. So, were there any other episodes from this season that you really liked that really stood out to you?
I know which one. It's the one that made you cry.
Okay, wait. Now, so is it because it made me cry, or was it because of the
No,
story
no,
itself?
it was just because it was just a good story.
Huh?
And it was just because it was a good story.
Yeah.
The girl one, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Um. Yeah, that one. Okay, so for anyone that wants to see me ugly cry, all right, go watch the watch along for Spider-Man 1994 season 3 episode 3. It's called Attack of the Octobot, all right? Because that's the second part of a two-parter where I mean the episode before it is called Make a Wish for God's sake, okay? And it's basically an extended recreation of a story from Marvel Comics. I think it's or Amazing Spider-Man number I want to say it's like 239, something like that, called The Kid Who Collects Spider-Man. And in that story, Spider-Man visits a fan of his, this kid who has like all the newspaper clippings from him. He's got like bullets that Spider-Man dodged at the scene of the crime that were shot at him. He's got a bunch of Spider-Man memorabilia. He's like Spider-Man's biggest fan. So right away the reader identifies with this kid because if you're reading this comic, then you're likely a fan of Spider-Man. And he visits him and they make a day out of it, and it's all in this kid's room. He like lifts up the bed to show them that he's got super strength. He shows them that he can stick to walls. He fires out his web shooter, and he and this kid just bond all day. And you're kind of wondering in the back of your head, like, why is he doing this? Like, I know Spider-Man is a good guy, but why is he doing it like just for this one kid? And essentially, at the end of the story, the kid asks him, "Hey, would you tell me who you are?" And after some hesitation, Peter unmasks himself to him and tells him who he is. And the kid basically says, "Well, I promise I'll keep your secret for the rest of my life." And so like Peter gives him a hug and then he goes away, but before he goes away, he's got his mask on and you can see him like he's just stopped. He can't do anything, and you just see him like his head kind of slump. He's really sad about something, and then before he thwips away, you can see that he is at like basically a Make a Wish Foundation style building. It's like home for terminally ill kids or something. And basically the kid whose name I can't quite remember here um was terminally ill, and that's why Peter went to him and did all those nice things for him because the poor kid didn't have long to live. And I don't remember if they said that he had leukemia or if they said what he had at all, but basically the idea is the kid was not going to survive, and so Peter was trying to make the kid's last days as awesome as he could. And so like that's a story that really sticks with a lot of Spider-Man comic book readers. I've read that story. So when they recreated it here, I was really surprised because like the original story only takes up about half of an issue of Amazing Spider-Man. I figured, it would be like a short part of the episode. They extended it so that it's two full episodes. They changed the gender of the kid. It's a little girl in the cartoon. And they do kind of revisit all of the story beats from that comic, but with even more added into it. Taina, the little girl character, like she basically gets to have an adventure with Spider-Man because he loses his memory. Doc Ock convinced them that they're partners or something, and so she, along with the help of the New York taxi driving establishment, do every can.
We'll get to her.
Yeah, they do everything they can to help Spider-Man out, and then at the end when he takes her home and tells her how special she is, she does the same thing and asks for him to reveal his identity. And God, it's hard for me to talk about this still without getting choked up. But basically, he pulls off his mask, tells her who he is, and basically she says, "Well, I'll protect your secret for the rest of my life." And like as that scene is coming up, like I know what's coming and I know the implications, in a way that someone who is watching the show and seeing this story for the first time might not necessarily get until like the last few seconds where you see where he visited her. And what really gets me about that is if you sensed the end of that episode and you looked away, you might miss that. You might miss like that she was a dying kid, you know. But yeah, if you want to see me ugly cry, go look up that episode because it's all right there. I'm not one of those people that is going to go off camera if I start crying or something. Like when I do these reactions, like I'm letting you guys see my genuine reactions to them. So, but yeah, that's a really good episode from this season. It's definitely a contender for one of my favorite episodes this season. So,
Oh yeah, no, it's a very very good episode. It's very compelling. The only issue I have, well, I kind of have two, but it's like the other
okay.
one is like so this kid is dying, but she managed to do all of these things. I'm just like, how? Like she
I'm
managed to get in the car, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, when you have a terminal illness, depending on what that illness is, and like they don't actually disclose what it is. But it depending on what it is, you can have good days and you can have bad days. And
I know, yeah,
so yeah, no, I I,
you know,
I I I get where you're coming from, but I think narratively they wanted to build on the comic book story by letting this kid have an adventure with them. And I think more than anything, that's mostly what it was in service to. So yeah, no, I
yeah,
understand how people can have an issue with it, but I just am like,
yeah,
okay, they're extending this. I get it. So
yeah, yeah. But the main issue I have was Taxi Girl, and I'm just like, I'm not sure how I feel about her. Like, because like at this it's like she can be funny, but at the same time,
let's
I'm
remember,
pretty offended.
Taxi Girl's name, by the way, was Mousy, I believe.
Okay,
Which
so Mousy,
that in and of itself was hilarious to me because why? You know?
I know, but it's just like not only is she random, but it's like I'm kind of offended when I watch her. I feel like she's a racist stereotype of some kind, but I'm scared I'm gonna get more offended if I look more to what she's meant to represent.
I mean, you're probably not wrong. She definitely at times did feel a bit like a caricature, but I don't know. I mean, we could probably research that and figure it out very quickly, but I don't know that it's worth it at this point.
Yeah, she doesn't feel like she serves a point except helping the girl. I feel like you can literally have any other character besides this random taxi lady
Well,
help this girl,
I
but
I I
you know,
I feel like, and I could be wrong about this, and if you can remember, please let me know. but I feel like she had been seen in a previous episode that maybe Spider-Man rescued her or something at a certain point. And like it was
I
like a really
don't
brief scene. Like that's kind of the feeling that I get from this character, and I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I am just wanting to kind of project that onto her, but that's how it kind of feels, you know?
I it could be. It's possible, but it's like I don't remember. I don't feel like it. It could be. It could be. It could be that, but it's like also it just doesn't feel like that. It just kind of feels very random. Like nah. But like maybe she did appear, but for me, she just feels like a very random human character that
Oh
has
yeah.
no point. But I still think it's a really good um, episode.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not a perfect story. But again, maybe I'm just a sucker for sentimental stuff. And again, the fact that they were mining that particular story like really had an effect on me. So I just want to really quickly say hello to Sith Apple for he's
Hey,
just
Seth Apple.
rolled into the chat and said happy Friday the 13th, Spidey. Thank you very much. I hope you're having a safe and happy Friday the 13th as well. At and the same to anyone that is here and watching this live stream. So um yeah, that story was really good. And I don't know, there were again, I feel like there were a lot of really good stories that came out of this season. I mean, we had the emergence of the Green Goblin in the episode after that, which that was
Finally.
that was pretty good. Well, and narratively, like I kind of was wondering, I'm like, okay, so why did they wait until season 3 to give us the Green Goblin? And then we got the finale, and I'm like, okay, all right, this is why they finally gave us the Goblin, because they wanted to tell this story. And I guess they felt they could only do that within the confines of one season, which I don't know that I agree with that, but I get it. Like for
Yeah.
purposes of narrative flow, I get it. There was also the kind of two-part episode where Peter got framed by Wilson Fisk and his associates, and so we got to see Matt Murdock slash Daredevil show up, and I mean, like I remember reading Spider-Man comics, and I remember getting into Daredevil as well, probably as a result of reading Spider-Man comics, and so like even as a kid, whenever like Daredevil showed up in Spider-Man's comics or Peter showed up in Daredevil's comics, I was like, yes, friend team up, you know. And so like when he showed up in the I think it was episode 6 and 7, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't know a lot about Daredevil. Like, look, I love Spider-Man. I love Batman. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love Invincible. But superheroes just never grabbed me a lot. I've always been more like a kaiju guy. They've always been
Fair.
more of my interest. But Daredevil does seem pretty cool, and I do kind of want to learn more about him. So I probably will watch the show when I can.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, if you have the opportunity to watch the live action Daredevil show, it was originally on Netflix. I think Disney Plus has it now. But like, first of all, it's hyper violent. Like it's like
I watched Primal and
dang.
Invincible. I'm fine. I'll be
Uh,
okay.
I was gonna say Primal wouldn't prepare you for it, but Invincible probably will. So, but yeah, no,
Pretty
I
brutal.
it's one of those like I remember watching the first couple of episodes and I was like, God damn, this is good, but I don't know if I'd let kids watch this, you know, like it's really
Yeah.
vicious in places. So, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but those were excellent episodes. I mean, again, like there are very few kind of meh episodes. I liked
Uh,
I liked the episode that featured Alistair Smythe this season. Oh
yeah.
my
I
god.
how did they redeem this character?
Okay,
How did he? How did we went from a guy I literally couldn't give less of a crap about to like Holy shit! I feel bad for this dude.
And you basically just said it, because basically they revealed that the Kingpin had basically hid his father away from him, and then had also
I
put him into this robot body and basically stolen a lot of his agency. Like, yes, then I care about this guy, you know?
like what a dick. Like what a piece of crap. Like I know Wilson Fix is not a good person. Like it's obvious, but god damn. Like holy crap. You manipulated this man into thinking his dad was dead.
In the comics and in most of the animated shows and the movies, the number one grade A bastard in the Spider-Man mythos has tended to be Norman Osborn when he's under the influence of the Goblin. He is a completely like when Fisk revealed what he did, I was like, damn, that is a Norman Osborn level of scum right there. Like that is a dick move it with a capital D, you know? Um
Yeah.
that and so like this is one of those few times that I was like, damn, you might have like the Kingpin might be worse than the Goblin as a Spider-Man villain, at least for like these next couple of stories. Because like when they revealed that, I was just like, whoa. Whoa. Why would you do that, you know? But yeah, it's a very Machiavellian kind of like, power play move. And the fact that they waited like 2 seasons to reveal it, well, I guess they technically waited 3 seasons to reveal it, but like I was just kind of flabbergasted. I'm like, I cannot believe you held on to this for that long, you know?
Yeah, like holy crap, dude. You are just like you are evil. You're an evil son of a bee. Like my god, like I know Norman, I know like there's a lot of bad a-holes in this show, but my god, you gaslighted this man. Like
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like, there are a number of other really fantastic episodes in this show. I like the Tombstone episode where he was like blackmailing Robbie. I thought that was a really good episode. The Spot.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
I cannot
The spot
believe the Spot was like really good. I really enjoyed it. I was like, okay,
but here's the thing. Apparently some people claim that to be the worst episode of the show.
really?
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, I saw a YouTuber
Uh huh.
say like, "Oh, this is the spot is the worst episode" or something like that.
I
Like,
mean,
I don't know. I saw a YouTube.
it's a free
It was
country. You're
by
allowed to be wrong, but you know,
it was by Panels of Pixels, the spot, the worst '90s Spider-Man cartoon episode, and I'm just like, I don't know. I thought it was pretty decent.
I mean, I thought it was a lot more compelling than any of the Spider Slayer episodes. I like
Yeah,
the Spider Slayer episodes that were, I think, in season 1 are not good. I don't like them. They are boring. I'm just like kind of waiting for the episode to end. But like the Spot, like, yes, it is a little cheesy, it is a little over the top, but at the very least, they at least made this. I hesitate to even call him a villain. I don't think he wanted to be a villain, you know?
no,
He
he was a really good guy. He was really nice.
Yes, he was very polite when he was robbing people, and he's like, I don't want
He's
to
like,
do this,
like,
but I'm doing it
like
for reasons, you know?
yeah, and I also love the scene where he's like, "Oh, no worry, the portal's fine." He just gets sucked into it
Yeah,
immediately.
yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Um
like
bef-
that is funny. Like that is a good out of context scene right there.
but before the final episode, you had the Green Goblin and the Hobgoblin fighting each other. And I'm sorry, when they revealed that the Hobgoblin was Jason Philip Macendale, I was like, this is where my Spider-Man nerdery gets me. I knew it all along, you know. Um,
Yeah, and if people didn't even know that they're both voiced by Mark Hamill, so like they would eventually figure it out as well.
wait, Jason Macendale was voiced by Mark Hamill? Was he really?
Yeah, he voices Yeah, he voices the Hobgoblin, the Joker.
Right, I know he voices
Doesn't
the
he?
Hobgoblin, but
Yeah, he voices
did
Jason
did
too,
did
because
he
I can
voice
kind of hear
Jason?
his voice a little.
Oh, okay, all right.
I think he did because
I didn't catch that.
I,
Okay, all right. Well, then good job for him. Like I already have way too many reasons to admire that man, but like
yeah.
really there are only like I can only think of like two episodes that to me were just they weren't bad, but they were kind of mid. They're like, okay, all right, I'll accept these, you know.
The,
Um,
so
go
those,
ahead.
I'm assuming those episodes. I'm sorry. I was gonna say I'm assuming those episodes were the first episode and the rocket one, right?
Yep, you nailed it right on the head.
So I think the rocket one is pleasantly okay. I think it's a decent episode. I like how they kind of establish how rough it is in Harlem. I kind of like Rocket himself. Everything else is fine. Big Wheel is whatever. But yeah, I agree. The first one was just because like, why didn't you use Uncle Ben instead of the parents? Like, why?
Yeah, I mm, I mean, I don't have a problem with Doctor Strange showing up. I do have a problem with Doctor Strange's villains showing up without Doctor Strange in the episode, but it's like, all right, fine, I'll accept it. But like, you know, that whole episode, that first one with Doctor Strange, I was just like, what are we doing here? Like, why does this have to be a whole Baron Mordo thing? You know, like I know they wanted to do connections to the Marvel universe, but it was just it felt very kind of ham-handed. And really for me, the biggest silver lining of that episode was that Wong is voiced by George Takei. Um, do you know who that is?
Did you say he was from Star Trek? I know
Yeah,
nothing about Star Trek.
he is. Yeah, he's Hikaru Sulu from Star Trek, like from the original Star Trek. And that man is just one of the most pleasant, cool people on the internet that you will ever meet. Um, but you know, like aside from that, like, oh hey, he found Mary Jane. Oh hey, Baron Mordo and Dormammu are a thing here, and why? You know. Um,
I will say, I did like. I will say this. I did like Mary Jane's story in the first. I thought that was pretty good.
yeah, I did too. I really find Mary Jane to be interesting so far in this series because she really doesn't appear that often. And even in this
Unlike
season,
when,
go ahead.
sorry, I was gonna say unlike when Hardy
Gwen Hardy is
or yeah,
yeah.
what is it, Gwen?
Her name
Yeah,
it's Felicia Hardy, but I call her Gwen Hardy because
yeah,
she looks like Gwen and she basically like functions as Gwen. She definitely does not function as Felicia Hardy, you know, like
yeah,
it's getting there because it looks like we're edging into her Black Cat era, but like until that happens, I'm gonna keep calling her Gwen Hardy, you know.
yes, yeah. But I'm hoping that the Black Cat will make her more interesting.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, the first movie wasn't not the first movie. The first episode was, it was kind of mid. Mary Jane stuff was good, but there were just a lot of problems. Like, obviously, like Peter just joining the call out of nowhere makes no sense. Like, I like that's a major pacing issue in my book.
Right.
And you know, and there's also the fact that I know I already said this, but it's so stupid they didn't use Uncle Ben for like the manipulating hallucination scene. Like, come on, like I don't care about his parents.
You know, it's funny. I always whenever they bring up the parents, I'm always like, why? Like I'm always just like, what since when have the parents ever been narratively important? Like I get that he's an orphan, I get that they died, but they've been out of his life for so long. And in the comics, they brought them back like in the 1990s. So this is the only reason that I can think of that they would go ahead and use the parents in this scene rather than Uncle Ben because maybe at the time in the comics they were trying to make them important. They failed, but they were trying to do it. Eventually, it turned out that they were like life model decoys or androids or something, and you know that this was all
What?
Oh yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I don't remember.
Oh Jesus!
I want to say that maybe like Norman Osborn was behind it and everything. I don't remember for certain, but like yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
Are you
And
sure? Are you sure that wasn't a fan fiction you read? Because what?
no,
What?
no, the parents existed in the comics, and there was a whole
I have
death.
to look this up.
There was a whole
I have to
death,
look this up.
and
So
Peter crying again, and I did not care. And here's the thing, like the Amazing Spider-Man movies that star Andrew Garfield, the parents play, well, the dad, I guess. The mom is just kind of there, but the dad plays like a very pivotal role in Peter Parker's life. Like to the extent that like a lot of the action is due to things that his dad does. But like every time they did that, I was just like, you could have taken like the 7 or 8 minutes that you wasted at the beginning of Amazing Spider-Man 2. You could have taken that 7 or 8 minutes and used it to develop Peter's friendship with Harry Osborn and make that relationship stronger in the movie, and it would have been a much better movie.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. And here's the thing. And here's the thing. I don't mind the idea of bringing Peter's parents into the story if it's done right. I think it can be done right, but it needs to be built up. I for one think it's possible. I think there could be an interesting story to it,
I'm
but you
I'm
need to build it up.
I'm
You can't just say, oh yeah, they're like we're just gonna bring in his parents. Like, you need to like build it up.
yeah, and I don't disagree with you there. I do think no one has done it so far. Like I have not been ever convinced anytime that Peter's parents have shown up. I have never been convinced that they are important enough to warrant mentioning in the story. And you're right. It's completely the fault of any of the writers of these stories. It could be done,
Like I think
but I don't know how yet, you know? And so far no one has done it, in my opinion. In my
yes, yeah, yeah. I think the most interesting way of doing it is very similar to Ultimate Spider-Man comic. Is like the parents are tied to the symbiote, but it's like I also just don't want to say because then the symbiote is just for Peter because like that kind of defeats a little bit of the purpose of the symbiote. But I think
yeah.
the idea of the parents having something to do with the symbiote is actually kind of a cool idea. I just think it
Yeah.
needs to be done. I
Yeah.
think that's a good idea. I think yeah.
And you
Ironically,
can
I think
go ahead.
I think the best version of how Peter's parents have been brought into Spider-Man was actually was the Minecraft series by Slightly Insulting.
Okay.
I don't
I've
know if
only
you
seen
watched their
I've only seen parts of it, so you'll need to refresh my memory. So
so it's I won't say too much, but it's pretty good. They brought it in a way that's really compelling. I won't spoil it for you, but I do recommend it.
okay.
If you love Spider-Man, which is I'm pretty sure I can figure out if you do or not.
I mean, like again, I've had people over the last 24 hours, like an inordinate amount of them being like, "So I'm guessing you're a Spider-Man fan," and I'll be like, "Now, why would you think that?" I'm flashing my gloves at the moment, so, but but yeah, no, I mean that's one of the reasons that I'm making the Spider-Man shows like a regular feature of the watch along streams because yeah, you know, Spider fan, you know, so but
Yeah,
but yeah, let's talk a little bit about the let's talk a little bit about the Rocket Racer episode. So again, it wasn't a bad episode. It was in a lot of ways like it and it had good moments. I really liked there was one scene in particular where oh god, what's the kid's name? Damn it, I can't remember. Anyways, he
I
puts Spider-Man in his place. He's basically like, you know, you don't know what it is like living the way that I do, having, you know, being judged the way I am, and then just not ever having any opportunities as a result of it. And god damn, like if that is not true. Like I'm in a fairly privileged position, you know. I am uh I'm well, I'm male for one. Two, I'm you know, white passing enough, I guess. And you know, I'm you know, fairly heteronormative as they would say, you know. So
Yeah.
like I there are a lot of things that I simply do not have to worry about simply by dint of who I am, and you know, the who I love is not something that is generally going to be disputed by people or anything like that. And you know, I look a certain way, I act a certain way that society is like, ah, all right, you're okay, you can go do your thing, you know. I have so many friends though who are not like that for one reason or another, because they're black, because they're gay, because they are trans. And so it's really hard when you're watching stuff like this, if you have any people that you care about who are similarly or even kind of sort of similarly oppressed in that way, it's really hard not to identify. So like in that moment where he puts Spider-Man down and is like, dude, you don't really get to judge me over this. I really did kind of identify. Well, I didn't identify, but I certainly like, I felt like I sympathized. I was like, ooh, yeah, you're making some assumptions here, Peter, that maybe you shouldn't, you know?
Yeah, but for me, like besides like Rocky Kid's story about like him wanting to trying to like find a better life for his mother and him, it's just okay. You know, like it's like I didn't find it that compelling, but it's an alright episode.
I
You know, we
felt,
get Big Wheel and
oh God, Big Wheel.
Big Wheel, Big Wheel.
Oh God.
Yeah, Big
Don't
Wheel.
even get me started on Big Wheel.
No, no, no. I want to talk about Big Wheel. I want to talk about Big Wheel
Okay, all right.
because like
Here.
he is the
You want an example of something that is so bad that it's good? Big Wheel, okay? He's ridiculous.
in the wall.
He's ridiculous, and you can't help but laugh at him, okay? The wall only
Yeah,
appears like in one short comic strip, okay? Like I Big Wheel has been in several different stories, and now he's in the animated series, and I'm just like, what? Why? Aside from making me laugh, why are you bringing this guy?
he is one of the least intimidating villains ever made. Not just in Spider-Man history, but like just like in history in general. Like it's a guy in a big wheel. What am I supposed to find him intimidating in any shape, way, or form?
Would really, just for the lulls, okay, just for the lulls, I would love to see them do a live action version of the Big Wheel for a Spider-Man movie and make him a threat. I'm not, I think it could be done. I don't think anyone has ever done it yet, but like make him a threat, and I'm sure the jokes will write themselves, you know?
No, no. You know what they should do? They should make the Big Wheel into they should make a spin-off Big Wheel movie like the Venom, Craven, and Madam Web movie and see how that goes.
Don't forget Morbius.
Oh god. At least we got good memes out of that one. But yeah. Um but yeah, no, like the episode's okay overall. It's like again, I do find the Harlem stuff interesting. I do like Rocket Kid's story, but it's like it's just not that memorable. It's like it's better than the first one. This is like a 6 out of 10 episode. It's fine. It's okay. I glad I watched it. There's some good stuff, but I probably don't want to watch it again. Not because there's anything bad. I just didn't think there was enough that kept me interested.
I would
You
even
know?
probably rate this a 7 out of 10. Like again, it's not bad at all. I would probably give the Doctor Strange one a 5 or a 6 out of 10. Everything else this season, I would say, is at least an 8. At least an 8.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the consistent amount of quality throughout the episodes in this season is, I mean, I'm flabbergasted. Again, I'm gonna use that word again. I'm just kind of dumbfounded. Like, and the finale was a perfect topper, you know. I found it interesting that in order for Mary Jane to disappear or die, quote unquote, um, they had to use the time dilation portal technology, which is the technology that powers the spot, you know? And so it makes me kind of wonder because I mean, like, wasn't isn't it true that like at the end of this series, like MJ is missing? Is this the point where she goes missing? I I,
I'm just
I
gonna
mean,
say. I'm just gonna say. Yeah.
she technically went missing at the end of the second season too. So they might get her
Yeah,
back,
but I'm just
you know, next season.
so I'm just gonna say yes and no. I won't spoil how the next season goes, but
Okay.
you'll see how it turns out. You'll
Okay.
see. It's
And I mean,
yeah. I think you're gonna like it.
yeah, and we're gonna get to it in November. So I'm you know I'm here for it. I'm ready. Give it to me. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, just kind of overall, this season was just it was a banger. Like, you know, the first season was pretty good. It had a couple of ho hum episodes. The second season, I remember liking quite a bit. I particularly liked like the 4-part crossover that like it all involved Morbius, but like Blade was there for parts of it, Craven was there for parts of it, the Punisher was there for parts of it, and
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was pretty fun.
I was like, no, this is fun. This is fun. You know, I was just so surprised that Morbius was enough of a threat that they basically gave him about a third of the episodes this season. Like that season, it was just wow. That's, you know, but this one they really varied up the different types of villains that appear. They introduced the Spot. They introduced Rocket Ranger. They reintroduced Tombstone, Venom, Carnage, Doc Ock, uh, Hobgoblin, and the Kingpin, and Smythe. You know, we at this point I like Smythe, so we can't forget him. Um, and then we got cameos from Doctor Strange, War Machine, Wong, and Iron Man. You know, like
Yeah.
good interconnectivity. Again, like there is there's very little to complain about in this season, and really it's kind of just like a tiny little wrinkle as opposed to a really big issue. And so yeah, this was this was an excellent season. I'm really excited for the next one. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm excited for the I'm definitely excited for the future seasons. I definitely want to see where they're going to take me. I've already seen where it's going to go, but I do want to see it again, see where it goes, and hopefully I won't end on a cliffhanger like Spectacular Spider-Man, right?
oh god.
Right?
Oh god. Oh. Okay, all right.
That was yeah.
I'm just gonna say for anyone who's watching this, either now or later, Mesozoic and I did not plan that moment where we both started crying at the same time. No, 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 that was genuine. So,
Oh yeah, yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Why do
um,
all the good spectac? Why do all the good shows end with cliffhangers? Why?
I don't know, and at this point, it hurts my brain to try to solve those questions, so I just don't anymore. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, do you have anything else that you would like to say about this season before we wrap up this discussion? Anything that we may have missed? Anything that you just really liked and didn't get to say about it?
Let me think for a moment. I'm gonna say that no, I don't. No, I don't got much to say left. Overall, I did think this was a pretty good, damn good season. I definitely like the episodes a lot more. I think Alistair Smythe has definitely became a lot more interesting. I want to see where they take him next time, whatever they're gonna do with him. And I do want to know what's gonna happen with Mary J. Watson. I mean, I already know what's gonna happen. I've seen the show, but I do want to see where I want to see your reaction to it. I am curious.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will definitely be ready for that. And again, for anyone watching, it is currently September 2024. We're gonna take a break from Spider-Man the animated series watch-alongs. This is just kind of a thing that I do. I don't want to get burned out on any one thing. So what we're going to be doing is for the Friday watch along for the next few weeks, we're going to be watching season 2 of Gendy Tartakovsky's Primal, and then
Hell yeah.
and that'll carry us through the end of October. Once we are done with that, we're going to do a season 2 discussion at the end of Primal, and then we will be back for season 4 of Spider-Man starting in November. And so please feel free to tune in for those. I hope you will show up. Let us know your thoughts on each episode. And you never know. If you are commenting enough, if you have good insights and everything, I might not have to always tap Mesozoic to do the Friday discussions with me. So, but in the meantime,
Yeah.
Mesozoic, one, thank you for being a part of those streams, and then two, thank you for lending your dulcet tones to these discussions. I know you did the previous one for Primal as well. So I really
Oh
appreciate you
yeah.
doing that. So
Oh yeah. I'm very excited for Primal season 2. And yeah, no, I do want to talk about that when we can, and maybe we'll talk about season 5, 4 and 5 when we can as well.
oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we're definitely gonna watch them, so there will be discussions. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this season as much as I did. So thank you for being a part of this discussion. Thank you for watching and for commenting. Uh, this is sorry, brain doesn't want to work. So this is Spidey Librarian, and until my next stream or upload, I'll be wishing you a good day. Bye.
Goodbye.